coming to you live from Download Festival on the setup. Now I'm not going to be talking about Download. I actually want to have a moment to tune in and check in and talk about something which is on my mind and on my heart and on my soul. I see a lot of people struggling, and I've been on that receiving end of shit. At least that's what it feels like. It just feels like a never-ending carousel of trying to be happy and trying to be this and trying to be that. And I just think that doesn't work. And I think one thing that a lot of people could benefit from is really feeling the depth of their emotions and their pain. Because for so many years I didn't do that. For so many years I was trying to be happy and trying to cope and trying to this and trying to that. Basically running from what was and trying to create something that I preferred. So I would say this is my invitation to you to step into that groggy patch of shit that is your past. And remember that the past and all these emotions, although we think they just reside in the mind, they are held onto by our magnificent bodies, for better or worse. And unless we do the healing work of feeling, we just perpetuate the same old shit, because it's like we're getting stuck in a loop because we're trying to move away from this space that we don't like, trying to create something better. But in my experience, the best thing that I've been able to do is to allow myself to let go of that grip and allow myself to plummet into the most darkest, murkiest places within. Because the moment that you embrace that is the moment it can actually be released. And the ego doesn't like this. The ego's like, no, I must this, I must blah, 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 blah. It's got stories, it's got conditions. And the ego can be your friend once you can guide it through the process of letting go. And it's no easy feat, because we want to cling on, because when we succumb and allow ourselves to fall into this darkness, the ego thinks it's dying. The ego has like an utter shit, that's fucking dusty. The ego has a real shit fit, doesn't like it. And dusty. Yeah, so the ego doesn't like it, and it will do all it can to prevent you from feeling into these dark areas, because it perceives like it's going to die. But if you could practice this enough, and your first few times are scary, it does feel like really scary. I've been there, and I've had to really feel into some really difficult areas within. And now it becomes a bit easier, letting go, surrendering, trusting that the world, the universe, yourself, whatever you fucking identify with, it doesn't matter, will carry you and keep you going. Faith and trust in self and path is where I think a lot of us get stuck. We trip and we stumble. The ego doesn't like to be anything other than perfect. It's got a proper perfection complex. It doesn't want to be seen and less than. It's an interesting game the ego plays. It's trying to keep us safe. But all it does is it keeps us in the same space, repeating all the old things that need to be let go of. So can you allow yourself to feel into how much you loathe this part of you, how much you hate this part of you, how much shame you have around XYZ? If you can feel it, I've had to sit in my own shame and embrace it, give it a fucking cuddle. Because these moments of this shame, this fear, all generated when I was a kid, right? When I was an adult, didn't have the framework to navigate and process emotions and let them go. So I've had to accept my darkness and embrace it in all its wholeness. Me trying to push it to the side, out of my mind, Out of sight, out of mind. That's not how this shit works. Out of sight, out of mind keeps you blind to the way that the mind will keep you stuck. So I hope that you've got something from my chat today. I hope that maybe my words have provided with some guidance or a bit of a slight framework as to how to navigate. You won't die, but you will transform. And believe me when I say that when you start this process and you keep it up, feel it, release it, feel it, release it, embrace it, love it. Affirmational work works wonders with the ego. I am loved, I am held, I am safe, I am protected. I am capable of moving through all these things. All of these practices tied up together have successfully worked for me. And I've been learning from friends. I've got 2 mentors that are working with me and helping me in my next stage of my evolution. And believe me when I say that the life I'm living today is a life beyond my wildest dreams compared to 5 years ago, where I was racked with suicidal thoughts, didn't want to be here. I hated myself. I couldn't find a way to love myself because my self-concept had been destroyed in younger years when being, sexually abused from a very, very young age. Believe me, you can get out of whatever shit pit that you are in. If I can get out of mine, you can get out of yours. cptsd to free. That's the journey that I'm on at the moment. So may these words inspire you, and if they did nothing for you, then this isn't the message for you. There'll be another person out there singing your tune. Big love, family. I know that you can do this.